The other point that you were talking about in the article is learning the right lesson at the wrong time. And I think here is where you kind of did bring it back more towards the investing space.
Yeah, so the easiest example is 2008. So if I'm invested 100% in equities in 2008 and my portfolio gets decimated, the lesson I might learn from that is I have way too much risk in my portfolio, and I just can't handle those ups and downs. The problem is when you take a lesson like that, you've also got to be careful about when you learn that lesson. And so if I finally reach my breaking point in February or March of 2009, and I'm like, I'm not going to take this anymore, there's too much risk in my portfolio, and I sell my equities and I move to bonds or something like that, well, I've made a massive mistake that's going to hurt my long-term returns. And so the best thing to do in situations like that is to also understand that, all right, maybe I've learned this lesson that I have too much risk in my portfolio, but maybe when the market's down this much, it's not the right time to learn the lesson. Maybe what I should do is keep that lesson in mind, and when things are good again, maybe then is when I say, all right, let's de-risk my portfolio and let's learn that lesson. And you can give what's going on with value right now as another example of that may or may not work out the same way. If you've learned, one of the things about value is it's incredibly volatile. It has long periods of underperformance. And if you didn't know that coming into investing in value, and now you've been sitting through this horrible period, well, now you're learning a lesson. Maybe value is not for me. I can't sit through this volatility and these long periods of underperformance. But if I learned that lesson today, maybe 5 years from now, I'm going to really regret when I learned that lesson. I may not regret learning the lesson because if the volatility of value is too much for you, then it is. But you have to be careful about when you learn these lessons because learning them at the wrong time can be really destructive.